It was a man that disgraced his president. His action disgraced Mr. President, not only nationally but globally, and Mr. President had to ease him out of office. The records are there to speak for him. So people like that lack integrity. Now, let's now come down to what happened. Babachir Lawal is an elder in Adamawa and in the north, but he had never acted like one. I'll bring you back memory lane so that people can know who Babachir Lawal is. In the 80s, the records are there, and I stand to be challenged. Babachir Lawal was one of those, and his likes were one of those who orchestrated the most heinous religious crisis in the north. Serious one in a place called Tugno, the current Lamode local government of Adamawa, then Gongola State, now Adamawa State. It caused this barbaric religious crisis that it got to a point that many Hausa Fulanis were killed. So at that time, God used a man to reset the order in that place.
This is Nigeria Unfiltered on SYMFONI TV. My name is Olawale Oluwade, and my guest today is Mr. Oladimeji Fabiyi, Deputy National Financial Secretary of the African Democratic Congress. Mr. Oladimeji, nice to have you on the show once again.
Thank you very much for bringing me here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Without further ado, let's get on with this. Give us an assessment of the President Tinubu administration 3 years into his 4-year tenure, specifically on insecurity, the economy, and democratic practices. Give us an overview of the administration's performance, as it were.
Okay, thank you very much. It's not difficult to give an assessment of or overview of the performance of the current leadership under President Bola Tinubu. Even if you ask a 5-year-old boy, he will tell you. If you ask a 100-year-old man or woman, they will tell you it's not difficult. And if you ask somebody who's in middle age, he will tell you it's not, because if the Yoruba has an adage that I'll say it in English, it means that when you're masquerade, if you are the manager of a masquerade and the masquerade is dancing very well, you too as manager will be so happy, you'll be feeling so proud. So in this case, I liken President Bola Tinubu as the masquerade, and Nigerians as the owner of the masquerade. Is our masquerade dancing very well? No. So we're not happy about it. So in the overall, the performance of this government has been abysmally poor, especially as regards those 3 key areas, because these were the areas he campaigned upon. He said, I will fix insecurity, I will fix the economy, and then he even promised employment. He said, job, job, job. Today, are we having the jobs? The insecurity, look at the rate of insecurity in the country. So it won't be a kind of overemphasizing it if we say President Bola Tinubu has performed abysmally poor. You can see the state of our economy. From the day one in his government, he set up a foundation for failure of our economy by announcing subsidy removal without thinking it through. You don't do that. You should have read books. Even if you don't have anything at all, you'd have approached someone like Atiku Abubakar or any other prominent leaders or economists who can actually tell you this. But because of the arrogance that we want to, and again, because of the fact that he didn't really prepare for leadership, for governance, that's why you saw all these things. And so, and when you talk about democratic credentials, I don't know how anybody is going to give President Bola Tinubu pass mark. We see what he's been doing, trying to stifle the opposition. Every democratic norms have been thrown into the abyss. So why would you say he has done well? He hasn't done well. We saw how he's been using INEC. INEC has allowed itself to be used as a tool for destabilizing the opposition. So he has not, as far as I'm concerned, and I know that is the view of the majority of Nigerians, and he has not done well. See the level of poverty, the level of hunger in the country. So for me, it's abysmally poor.
Dimeji, what would you now say to the millions, the tens of millions of Nigerians who are President Tinubu's die-hard fans and supporters who are willing to probably lay their life down for him? What would you say?
They are simply delusional.
They're delusional.
Delusional.
Wow.
And I say this with no sense of responsibility because, the funniest part of it is that most of these people that are shouting, Tinubu, Tinubu, they are not getting anything. No. It's not as if the country is better for them. No. A lot of them are suffering. A lot of them cannot even pay their children's school fees. A lot of them cannot, but because they have one person in that place that is feeding them, like a feeding bottle, that is giving them all those crumbs, they believe that they are unambitious people. Right? They really use these two words. They are delusional and unambitious people. Ambitious people will not. Nobody who is ambitious will want to wait for Tinubu with this abysmal failure. Nobody. So for me, they should have a rethink because now the numbers are more than them. And then they go to the streets, you see people begging for money, and you see them, Tinubu, Tinubu, Tinubu. The man who promised that if I don't fix power in 4 years, vote me out. How would you now vote him in again? Today, the presidential villa is on alternative power supply. Does that make any sense to anyone? So that's why I said those who are still shouting Tinubu as of today, that is our own, they are delusional. They don't even know what they are. They are unambitious, but they don't know what they are doing. I think he has been hypnotized in one way or the other.
Are 32 governors, countless senators and reps, are they also delusional?
They are delusional, all of them. And those ones, it's about self-serving. It's about them. It's about what they. To them, it's just about. The most painful part of it are the northern governors. These are shameless set of human leaders that we have in this country. Northern governors, they are shameless. Every day they are killing your people, slaughtering people under a leadership of a president. And you are still clapping for that president. Are they not supposed to be the one to champion his removal from office? But because they are selfish, because it's just about them, it's about their family, they care less about even the people they govern. The northern governors are the most shameless set of people I've ever seen in my life. We have never had this so bad. Killing your people on a daily basis, maiming them, destroying the properties, and you are still clapping for that president who couldn't fix it for you? Abba. This president, you as a governor, you cannot ask police to do anything. It has to come to Abuja. It means the president is the chief security officer of the country, even higher than you. And the man cannot fix it for you. And you are still clapping for him, and on a daily basis they are slaughtering and killing your people. And you are happy about it because because he's giving you money. So it means the life of the people you govern means nothing to you. The money you are getting from president, we have increased their revenue. That is the only thing that interests these people. So they are the most delusional people I've ever seen. Again, let me use them because they don't know what they're doing. The northern governors don't know what they are doing. They should be ashamed of themselves. They are the worst. Like I've maintained this before. The worst set of governors we've ever had in this country are this set of governors, including the ones in the south. Worst set of governors.
The president's special advisor on media and policy communication, Barrister Daniel Bwala, was seated where you sat a few days ago. And he said the president has done well, that the macroeconomic indicators, GDP rates, inflation rate has come down, FX rate has stabilized, unemployment rate. He reeled out all these figures.
Bwala must be thinking that he's talking to fools.
Hold on, Dimeji. So he says all of those, points to improvement, and that even global rating agencies, Moody's and Standard & Poor's, Fitch, they also give the president's economic policies a good deal of health. But that, he agrees that, as some of us say that, the macro, which is the standard of living, disposable, that, that's the area where, and that's, good work is being done. How do you respond to that?
Why did you ask which one is more important? Is it the rating by global organization? Is that more important than the macro economy that affects the lives, the livings, and the welfare of the people? This is to tell that these guys are just a bunch of unserious people. Bwala lacks integrity. So what do you expect him? He needs to do something to protect that seat. That seat, Bwala, and waiting for him, that seat Bwala is occupied is much more important to him than the lives of Nigerians. That's why you see Bwala always talking from both sides of the mouth. There's something called Janus. Jano speaks from both sides of the mouth, whatever it fits them. That's the kind of person Bwala is. So as far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't be thinking maybe he's thinking he's talking to fools who don't know anything. Like they have them in the APC there and are shouting Tinubu in spite of his failures.
Okay, let's focus on insecurity, for instance. Because we know the problem. We see the killings, the massacres, the kidnappings, the banditry everywhere. So let's not dwell on what we all know. What should the president have done differently? Your principal, Alhaji Atiku, if he was the one, what would you have advised the president Tinubu to have done differently?
Sincerely, Atiku will not be president and the insecurity will be this high. Atiku, you can't compare Atiku's experience with that of Tinubu. Tinubu has never been a national player. Atiku...
But Tinubu has been a governor since 1999.
Nigeria goes beyond being a governor. And that's why when I hear Peter Obi talking to them, I say...
Tinubu was national leader of the APC.
We are talking in terms of governance, not politics now. But there are two different things. So Atiku will not be in the saddle, and the level of insecurity will be this high. Let me tell you what he did. Let me take it from a very, something he did when Boko Haram was about ravaging the entire Adamawa state. That's to let you know the man who has it here. What did Atiku do? Atiku brought the Hausas, the Fulanis, the hunters, a lady, a woman, led the operation.
When was this?
That was about 4 or 5 years ago. And Atiku bought 100 Hilux, and they went to work with JTF. That was why the incursion of Boko Haram to Adamawa was repealed. Mubi and every part of Adamawa. The Atiku was not in government. That's to let you know.
Is this on record?
It's everywhere.
You're saying just like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago.
What about the government of Adamawa State?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Atiku had to step in. He brought in the Hausa, the Fulanis, and even hunters. And he gave them vehicles. And with the federal government of Buhari set up this JTF. And they worked with them. And they repelled, from Mubi, they repelled the Boko Haram. That's why you don't have Boko Haram deeply incursion in Adamawa up to today because of that singular act. So that's to tell you the man that will know. And besides, somebody who has secured our border, are you telling me he won't be able to secure the country? Remember, he was a custom officer, and go and check his record in customs, what he did for this country in terms of securing our border and even generating revenue for government. They are all there in the records. Did Tinubu has had such experience? He doesn't have it. How many of these governors have such experience? So you can't compare Atiku. So Atiku will not be in the saddle, and this security will be like Atiku will not be in the saddle. Economy will be wobbling, will be this bad. And let me take you to another side. Atiku was a former vice president in this country under President Obasanjo. That was the only time we have, as a country, the highest GDP growth in this country. No government after them have been able to meet up that level. These are what we are saying. Look at some of the things he did to shore up the economy. Most of these things, even today, the GSM that they are using to abuse him, that the obedience are using to abuse him, who spearheaded it was the same Atiku. Look at all the EFCC and all that. Who midwife all of these things? It was Atiku. Privatisation that they are now using against him today, who midwife, it was Atiku Abubakar. So when you talk about economy, that's economy. Economy was under his tutor, or under his directive. Those who made that government thick, Atiku was a star boy of that government. Those who made that government thick at that time, who did headhunt for people that made that government, the Erufai of this world, even Rubadi of this world, Ngozi, Soludo, and all. Atiku identified them and brought them into government. So he has talent for identifying who can actually do. Can President Tinubu do that? Those around Tinubu, go and check them out. What have they done? Let's check their record.
The President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, openly was accusing Vice President Atiku that he was the chairman of the National Economic Council that did the privatization of government organizations, including Ajaokuta Steel. Tinubu said he has not produced 1 ounce of steel, that he privatized everything to himself. It's easy for the president. Mr.
President was only playing to the gallery because he knows the fact. First, let me educate Mr. President. Number one, that policy on the privatization was a recommendation of the World Bank. Was it World Bank? Then I think it was World Bank. I think it was World Bank who recommended that it be carried out. And the government adopted it wholeheartedly and did it. I think most supervised states. Tell me, Now, if some people now came and bought the companies and they didn't run it well, how should that be Atiku's problem now? You know, and the Ajakuta, he said, Atiku had nothing to do with Ajakuta. Ajakuta was directly under the purview of the president. You should go and check the record. So Mr. President should, at his level, should not be playing to the gallery and shouldn't play politics with this kind of stuff. Which one has he done successfully that we have seen? This is a question. Which one has, after his exit from government, we will see. Which one has he done that has been successful? If as a Baroli means is not working, is Atiku the owner of it? People who bought it couldn't run it. Is that the problem of Atiku? There were team. You only supervise the sales and all that. So, and everything stops on the president's table. So why are you now taking that to Atiku's doorstep? It's just being mischievous.
Some are saying the power sector, you know, what's the word now? The unbundling of the power sector. The old NEPA into 16 legacy companies, 9 DISCO, 6 GENCOs, and then you have the TCN. That has failed. That's why we're still grappling with, I think, 4,000.
Was it Atiku?
It was under Atiku was VP under that government now.
Can I shock you?
Yes.
Atiku.
And that they spent $16 billion with nothing to show for it.
What has that got to do with Atiku?
Different probes.
What has that gone to? All the probes that had.
His government. You just give him credit for some of the things they did.
I'm telling you, no, because they are placing it at the door. If you are talking about the government. But when you place it solely on Atiku's door, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. That no, you are not being honest. You are not being fair to the man. That's exactly what I'm saying. There was a memo in the Federal Executive Council. Yes. Some of the decisions that were taken on that power, then Atiku was against it. There was a fake memo to that. Atiku was the only one who kicked against that proposal, that this is not going to work, and Atiku proposed order that can work. Go and let them go and bring out the fake memo of that day in 2004, 2005. They should go and bring it out. Atiku was the only one that went against it. So what are you now saying?
Okay, let's go back to the security. I'd asked you, okay, some are alleging that the president is totally disconnected from the reality of this security.
Is it not?
Just hold it. That is totally disconnected. He doesn't even know what is going on.
Let me tell you something. I don't know why people are surprised about this.
We should be surprised.
No, it shouldn't be, because he has done it a couple of times. When Play 2 happened, what did he do? The first one, did he even go? He didn't go. I think he traveled. The second one, it was only at the airport. Does that show a president that is concerned about the citizens, who is empathetic to the plight of the citizens? It doesn't show that. It doesn't confirm that. It does not even suggest it. That's what we're saying. So I am not surprised, because that is Mr. President's stock in trade. Whenever there's a disaster, that's when he either wants to travel out, or he wants to go for his health check, or he wants to go for one business arrangement, engagement outside the country. So I am not surprised. So it's left for Nigerians to begin to judge and take and use their tongue to count their teeth. We can't overemphasize this, that we have a president who is not empathetic to the people, who doesn't care about what happened to them, who has lost complete touch with reality. That's the kind of leadership we have in the country now. And 2027 have offered every 4 years. The Constitution provided every 4 years for you to assess whoever that is leading you. And if you say they are not dealing, you throw them out through the ballot. Go there, vote, and protect the vote. Make sure your votes count. Nobody's going to count your vote for you. You have to make sure it counts. If you're not there, it's not going to count. So we have a president who doesn't care about the people. Those who are saying he has lost touch with reality, they are not lying. They are saying the obvious. But I am not surprised, because that has been his stock in trade.
Okay, one of the responses of Daniel Bwala to this is that, does the president have to be everywhere? Because if he went to Ogumosho now, it is you same Nigerians that will say he's doing that because he's a stripes people. You understand what I'm saying? That is why he didn't go there. Another reason is that, okay, a couple of days before the president returned to Abuja, there was a high-powered delegation that visited Ogumosho. The president's chief of staff, who is more or less the president. If you see the chief of staff anyway, you have seen the president. Chief of army, chief of this, NSA was there, Minister for Defense.
Don't talk to me. See, anybody who takes Daniel Bwala's word seriously, maybe the person does not even know what he's doing. Daniel is only doing his job. Daniel's in his mind. Bwala knows the truth. There's a lot. I think they are hiding something about the president. I don't know, but I think Mr. President's health is failing.
No, you can't say that. You're not a medical doctor.
That's what, just listen to me. I think there's something that is being hidden about the president. And I said, I don't know. I said, maybe Mr. President's health is failing.
Why?
I said, maybe. And because of that, they're trying to cover so many things from Nigerians, and a serious government does not do that. Former President Biden of America, left when he knew that his health was not carrying it again. Must you continue to be president? The record has been made. When they are mentioning former president today, President Bola Tinubu is one of them. If he leaves government today, he is a former president. Nobody can take that away from him. So whatever they are hiding and they are defending what is not defensible, it's absurd. This government is not honest with us. They are not honest with Nigerian people. And I'm saying this as a Nigerian, and that's the way I see it. And I'm entitled to see it.
Yeah, of course, yes. Of course. Yeah, it's a free, the Constitution guarantees freedom of expression. Okay, let's switch gears from that. The ADC now. One of your chieftains, David Babachir Lawal, former secretary to the government of the Federation, last week came out all guns blazing, saying all sort of derogatory things about your principal, former VP, Atiku Abubakar, calling him also, like I said, all sort of names that I cannot repeat, but also saying he's inept, and that is, of course, not selectable, and even going further to ask the ADC, NWC, to replace Atiku as the party's candidate in next year's election. What happened? Is the House collapsing on the ADC?
First, let's ask who is Babachir Lawal.
Former secretary of the government of the Federation and a founding member of the ADC.
Thank you for answering me.
Yes.
Thank you for answering me. And I'm happy you answered this. And you saved me stress of, defining who he is. Former secretary to the government of the Federation. As secretary to the former secretary of the government, what did he do? What are the things he did in office that is so remarkable that you can talk about? Corruption, grass cutter, scam, stealing government money. That was what Babachir Lawal did. So people like that, we don't hold them seriously. Now, let me now tell you this. Let's leave all of this. But it was a man that disgraced his president. His action disgraced Mr. President, not only nationally but globally, and Mr. President had to ease him out of office. The records are there to speak for him. So people like that lack integrity. Now, let's now come down to what happened. Babachir Lawal is an elder in Adamawa and in the north, but he had never acted like one. I'll bring you back memory lane so that people can know who Babachir Lawal is. In the 80s, the records are there, and I stand to be challenged. Babachir Lawal was one of those, and his likes were one of those who orchestrated the most heinous religious crisis in the north. Serious one in a place called Tugno, the current Lamode local government of Adamawa, then Gongola State, now Adamawa State. It caused this barbaric religious crisis that it got to a point that many Hausa Fulanis were killed. So at that time, God used a man to reset the order in that place. And that man was Atiku Abubakar. Atiku at that time has already built a political family. And what did he do? He went out and set out to go and get the leaders of the Christian community and brought them into his political family. Like Balata Kaya of this world, like late Jonathan Zwingina, like Paul Wampana, Boss Mustafa, and the latest one. That one is even the recent. I'm talking of the 80s. So Atiku brought them into his political family, and that was why did he do that? He did that to prevent further crisis that would have turned to what you saw in Zango Kataf, that later went into Plateau in Kafancha, and they were killed. So this was what Atiku did to clean the mess by Babachir Lawal. Then, let's fast forward now. Babachir Lawal has been finished politically until President Muhammadu Buhari came into power. Babachir Lawal is one man that goes from church to church to preach divisive sermon that creates the problem among major religious sects, which is not supposed to be so. And each time he goes into this, Atiku comes in to clear the mess. So it was made. President Muhammadu Buhari consulted Atiku Abubakar before he was made the SGF, and Atiku said he had no objection, he has no problem about it. One. In this dispensation, when the coalition was being put together, spearheaded by Atiku, who knew Babachir? Who want to release Babachir Lawal? I remember in one of his interviews on one of your sister stations, they asked him whether he has an ambition. He said, no, he said, nobody will vote for me. So it is this same man that was made the national vice chairman, Northeast, with the agreement of Atiku Abubakar. The young man that has been troubling the party today, Nafiu Bala, was the national vice chairman, Northeast. They excused the guy for Babachir Lawal. That's another concept. I'm talking to you so that you will know so many concessions Atiku made for BD Lawal. He did that. Today, you are now saying Atiku is a Fulani bigot, is this and that. So when Atiku was putting together the coalition and they gave you prominence in it, Atiku, he didn't know that Atiku was a Fulani man then. These are the questions you ask the man when he comes here. Because he started calling Atiku Sodomi. If there's any religious bigot, who is more religious bigot than BD Lawal? So as far as some of us are concerned, we're just concerned about his mental state. I think there is something. While he was in the state of stupor, Atiku was busy putting the pieces together to engender unity and peace.
Are you
not only in the north, but across the country.
Are you alleging that he uses alcohol?
I don't know. I said stupor can be any time now. Maybe it can be. If you take too much, water too much, it can get to a point of stupor.
You've not really. I love the bit of historical background you gave, but what led to the problem this time?
I am coming there. As I said, fast forward, moving forward down. So when it was time for congresses, Atiku equally made so many concessions. And that concession almost cost Atiku his leadership in Adamawa. Because Adamawa ADC lost credible people that would have, show up the strength of the party. Because Atiku allowed what Babachir Lawal wanted in Adamawa. He wanted to be governor of Adamawa State.
BD Lawal?
Yes.
Even after he said he doesn't want anything?
Yes. He knew he cannot win now, but he wanted to be governor of Adamawa State. Atiku had no objection. If you want to be, but follow the democratic process. Go through the primaries and all that. Yeah. And Atiku said, I don't have any, go and whatever I want to do. Because if you win, we'll support you. Then he came, and this is typical of all of these people. The moment you see them come after, these are people that are following Atiku here and there. The moment you see them come out and start hitting Atiku, just go and investigate there or something behind it. Then this man made a request of 5 billion naira from Atiku to support his governorship ambition. And Atiku said, I don't have the money. I stand to be challenged.
Sorry, Dimeji. BD Lawal requested from Atiku, after informing him he wanted to be governor.
Yes,
and Atiku said, go ahead. Now he came back to demand to request for 5 billion.
So that he can use it for his government. And Atiku said, I don't have. That was what led to all of these things.
Really?
Yes. He should come out and say it's not true now. Atiku is alive now. One of the people that were there were alive. So let him come and say it's not true. So that is to tell you the integrity, to bring to question the integrity of people like this. And they come out and say they are leaders. He came out and you even went and you were attacking the family and the children of Atiku Abubakar. Abba, what is it? Why the hatred? When Atiku won his election, people say, he has only won convincingly as governor of Adamawa. Before God raised him up, everybody was against him for supporting Bonano. He tested the matter, they took the matter to court, and Bonano increased. Why can't he increase? And Atiku Bonano became the governor of Adamawa State against all the fighting and everything. So is that a religious bigot? In his family today, go and see the number of Christians that are in his workforce. For years, 10, 20 years, 30 years with him. Is that a religious bigot? Babachir Lawal should stop being mischievous. It's reckless. The statement against Atiku is not only reckless, it's irresponsible, and they're very mischievous. They are fallacies that cannot stand any test of time. You can see the bad press he got after all of these things. Everywhere. Even in Adamawa, they told him. But he lacks shame. He doesn't have shame. You will see him talking. If I were him, I'll go and bury my head. Because he goofed. The gap between Atiku and Babachir Lawal is like heaven and earth now. So what are we talking about?
If it's any consolation, Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, I was with him last week, and he said as much about Bidi Lawal that if Bidi Lawal is accusing the Fulani people of bigotry, because he didn't just attack Atiku, he actually carpeted all Fulani people. And then Kenneth Okonkwo said the only position of significance he has ever held in his entire political career was given to him by a Fulani man, President Muhammadu Buhari.
But it's true. That was the truth. And today, you took swipe on Fulani race, you took a swipe on the northern leadership, you took a swipe on the party that has given you prominence when you are already in coma, in political coma. You went behind and you were engineering the boy that you took his position.
But this is something. I was in a circle and we're having this conversation, and people were saying this is partly Atiku's fault. That he with due respect, not my words, I'm repeating, what I heard, that he lacks judgment in trusting people he brings around him. That this same Babachir Lawal did this same thing to Asiwaju Tinubu 2022, 2023.
No, see, Atiku is a man with a very large heart. He doesn't know how to keep grudge. Babachir Lawal has hurt Atiku so many times.
So why is he bringing close?
We'll just shrug him because he wanted inclusiveness. He wanted unity. He wanted peace. Atiku is a peaceful man. If you wrong him today, he has forgotten that moment. He doesn't know how to come back and say, this person had wronged me. A lot of people are misreading that. And they take that for granted. Yes, me, I've had the opportunity to tell him that, sir, there's a part of your policy that I will never play. People will do all sort of, and you still forgive them. I can't play that kind of policy. I will never copy that kind of politics you play. You dagger me, I dabble you. That is politics. So that's the way it is.
Okay, let's leave Babachir Lawal alone. ADC, the party primaries are over. There were all sorts of, rumors. In fact, over the weekend, I saw another key member of the ADC, Barrister Solomon Dalung, former Minister for Youth. He was on a podcast, Sheon Okubalo's podcast. And he was saying more or less that, yes, he admits that the primaries, were a bit, controversial, blah, blah, blah. He was not happy with the way things went and all of that. And I was worried that why is a key member of your party giving ammunition to the opposition and all of that? How do you respond to him?
Even before I responded to that, see, another reason why Babachir Lawal behaved the way he behaved was because he supported another candidate.
Okay.
He had a deal with another candidate.
Who is?
That was going to. He knows. If you listen, he knows. Nigerian knows. He had a deal. That was going to make him win. There was a word. He was going to deliver. Thank you. That's what he was going to deliver him. And they made so much deal, and the deal failed.
Wow.
The superior power or support of Network Atiku failed all of them. If then and he was saying it was not free and fair, well, you should have brought up the evidence. Number one, you didn't openly campaign for Atiku. You didn't openly campaign for even this your candidate. You didn't openly campaign for the third one. Although you have an underhand deal under the table deal. So you didn't do that. So you are not even the one to do that. You should have been the candidate because the party had created remedial measures. That okay, if you feel cheated, if you feel you're not happy, go through this one. Why didn't he encourage his candidate to do that? You can see the mischief I'm talking about. You can see the bad belly I'm talking about. You can see the depth of hatred he has for the system. He has never, for me, I said, Babachir Lawal has never been a true member of ADC. He was there. He was there for a purpose, and thank God he couldn't achieve it. We were wiser, and thank God he was exposed early on time because he couldn't deliver that person. It was the frustration was so much. So he was a frustrated man. So now talk to the issue of
Solomon Dalung.
Solomon Dalung. You see, We have a very terrible culture in this country. A very terrible political culture. Let me put it that way. That if we don't win, then the system is bad. Let me go back to Atiku Abubakar. All the times Atiku have lost election, did you hear him make any terrible statement? He would rather go to court to seek redress. He would rather follow the law to seek redress. So most of our people, they don't have that kind of shock absorber. They don't have that. They can't even stand it. It cannot always go.
Was Solomon Dalung in support of Atiku? Was he backing Atiku or another candidate?
I don't know who he backed because I'm not from Plateau. I only knew what happened in my zone and my state. I don't know who he supported. But it may be that he was supporting, it may not even be presidential. He may be supporting maybe a House of Assembly candidate, and that one didn't get any bill. But you don't need to carpet everything. How many places was Solomon Dalung during that primary? You are only in your state. Babachir Lawal was only in Adamawa for you to not be saying everything. These are the things. I have no problem with Solomon, but I think he should know better. He's a lawyer, he's a former minister, he should know better than coming to take a swipe at your political party in the public. Yes.
What is the, realistically speaking, the southwest region where the president comes from? You also are from the southwest, you know. What's the mood within the southwest enclave? Are they willing to stake, you know, their money, you know, on the president's return? What's your feelers from the southwest? Are they backing him for a repeat in 2027?
Nobody is backing him as a president.
Oh, really? In the southwest?
The people that are backing him are those who are enjoying his government. The majority of Nigerians are not enjoying his government.
No, I was talking about southwest.
They are part of Nigerians. Okay, the southwest people. If you want me to know, they are not. Look at what happened recently in Ogbomoso. It means the president that they call their own kinsman cannot protect them. That's what it means. So Nigeria, the southwest are not happy with him. That's why I said, those you see that are still supporting President Bola Tinubu in the southwest today, go and check them out. Maybe they are the ones that are getting something from his government.
Dimeji, I've not seen any major southwest person, either in government, you know, either in corporate world or traditional institution, all the others. I've not seen one come out to speak. Even, you know, shockingly, the most shocking aspect, even amongst our religious men, our clergymen, I've not seen one come out to say, this government, you can do better. Don't even, you know, go out and attack. Just say, we are not doing well, you can do better. I've not seen one. And you say they don't support him?
Does that mean, so because they are not speaking means they are supporting him?
So why are they not speaking?
They don't have to speak.
Really?
A lot of people who speak through their action during the election. Who will come out and let, they know the nature of this government. They come after you, they kill your businesses, they do a lot of things to you if you're not supporting them. See how they have caged everybody. People will uncage themselves when the time comes. A lot of people that are not talking today will talk when the time comes. They don't have to speak by word, they will speak by action. It's just few of us that felt, we can't stay and be looking, and no. Are you saying I'm not in prominent Southwestern? I am, and I'm speaking. So, and I'm speaking on behalf of those people who do not have the courage, but they are not happy with what is going on in the system, what's going on in the zone. Are we better in Southwest than people in the Northwest now in terms of insecurity? No. In terms of hunger, didn't we go to the same market? Air ticket as the Southwest, and when I'm coming to Abuja, I pay 200,000, 300,000 to buy ticket. People from the Northeast do the same thing now. So what are we enjoying? It's not what we're enjoying now. Look at our road network now.
Okay. As we wind down the Dimeji, Atiku Abubakar has emerged. Peter Obi has emerged, NDC. Jonathan, we're not sure, but I mean, PDP, a faction of PDP says they've adopted him as their presidential candidate. Donald Duke has emerged on the platform of the PRP. Of course, Omoyele Sowore, AAC. Dimeji, Adewale Adebayo, a faction of his own, ISDP. Of course, I could go on and on. So all of these candidates have emerged. These candidates now, you know, of these different parties, they've fragmented their votes again. A replay of, in fact, a worse scenario than 2023.
Who, the opposition?
The opposition, all of them. Is that not good music to the ears of President Tinubu?
I don't know. Because all of these things have the pros and cons. Even if, the fact that they fragmented it, somebody who must bear the brunt of that fragmentation. And I tell you, Tinubu will bear it more, even more than an Atiku Abubakar. considering the geography, I won't say more than that.
Okay. Which amongst them now, who amongst these can defeat Tinubu? Atiku, Peter Obi, the obedience belief, they've won already. You know that Atiku is a non-starter and all of that. Then I start with that's Baba Ahmed, who says Donald Duke is the best president material for Nigeria. That is everything.
So what do you expect Baba Ahmed to say? Is it not in PRP?
Yes.
What do you expect the obedient to say? Those ones are even jokers. So I don't. They are jokers. They are jokers.
Why?
They are jokers.
Why?
This one that are still struggling to get themselves into they are jokers. It will be worse than 2023 for them. Just watch and see.
Okay. Let's assess each of them 1 or 2 minutes. Each of these candidates, objectively, if we can. You are interested, but let's try and be objective. Who amongst these can defeat?
The only person that can defeat, I've said it times and times again, the only person in Nigeria today that can defeat President Tinubu is a northerner. Not any southerner. And that northerner is Atiku Abubakar. What did I say? A northerner. Not a southerner. No, because no southerner can defeat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Why?
No southerner can. No southerner can.
What of the sentiment?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, the sentiment of North-South divide. People say, Atiku is not even contest.
This is not going to hold. Let me tell you why it's not going to hold. See, I have asked you this question before. Nigerians don't bother about where the president comes from. They only bother. They are bothered. Those who are promoting it, go and check them out. How many times have you seen Nigerians on the streets protesting that power should come to the south, or protesting on zoning? How many times have you seen? Give me one. The protests would rather be on hunger, on poverty, on insecurity, on a bad economy. Have you ever heard Nigerians they want people that can give them good life? This is what Nigerians are expecting. I don't care where but it has to be somebody who can deliver the good for me. That's what majority of Nigerians are asking for. It is the elite conspiracy from people like Wike who wanted power to come to the south but could not push it go to southeast. And so many of them like that, like even Sheyi Makinde, they were saying, come to south, but they could not push that this thing goes to the southeast. So these guys, I don't know the way they reason and they know what they are doing. It's just about themselves. So as far as I'm concerned, Nigerians want somebody who improves their welfare, not about zoning.
Okay, you said the only person that can defeat Tinubu
is a northerner in this election and Atiku Abubakar.
Why?
Oh, you're asking me why?
Yes.
Okay. Let us look at Nigeria as a whole now, yeah?
We have 2 minutes.
And then you just mentioned plethora of candidates who wants to run. Yes. How many of them are northerners? Outside Atiku Abubakar.
Only one person is a northerner amongst all of them now.
Let's keep that in the pocket. Number 2, you talk of experience, capacity, network, war chest. Who among these people? Give me one. The only person the APC and Tinubu are afraid of today is Atiku Abubakar. If they are not afraid of him now,
they are afraid of Obi.
If they are not, I don't know about Obi. I only know they are afraid of Atiku Abubakar. Obi is not a threat to AP. Obi has walked into their plan. I wish him luck where he is. We've seen a lot of things about NDC. Obi will soon understand what NDC truly means. We know that it's not a what's the definition of their name? National Democratic something.
Congress.
Okay, he will soon understand whether it's truly a National Democratic Congress or not. But the truth of the matter is that, as far as I know, Atiku is big, is huge on defeating President Bola Ahmed Tinubu than any of these people.
Some have said all of those governors that helped Atiku in terms of finance, in terms of logistics, mobilization, they are no longer with him.
How many of them now? It is the mistake we always make again. Let me take you back. I always refer you to history because I always give you.
Some are saying that
in 2014,
Atiku has no money, is broke. Actually, he doesn't know that. He said he doesn't have 5 billion to give Babachir Lawal.
So, even if he has the money, he should have given Babachir Lawal 5 billion to go and run for governor that he knows he cannot win. A man that confesses that I cannot win and you will spend your resources on that kind of a person. Let us be honest with ourselves. Even if Atiku has it, will Atiku do that? Do you think Atiku is foolish? It's not. It's not. So in 2014, let me tell you, President Jonathan Goodluck has everything. When Buhari emerged, they raised money for Buhari for that election and Buhari won. Buhari does not have money. He said I will have 27 I borrow money to buy 4. And you're now talking of Atiku Abubakar. Let them be the same that Atiku does not have money. They will hear it very, very soon. In this race, ADC is going to surprise the entire country, the entire continent.
The entire continent.
I'm telling you. Because we're in it to win. We're not here to participate. We understand what is going on in the country now. And we are going to rise up to it. We are going to address it. And we are going to take care of it.
Where is Atiku's votes coming from? Where is Atiku's votes?
All parts of the country.
Even Southwest?
The last election, we are asking where his votes are coming from. Did you not have votes from Southwest?
Even Southeast?
Did you not have votes
where
from...
Peter Obi was scoring 99%, 98%.
Did Peter Obi not score 10% in the north, 6% in some part of the north? These are not issues. Let's face the reality.
South too.
So he has, because Atiku has network, he has people around. Let them not manipulate. Let President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, give us free, fair election. You will now know. Atiku has never lost any election since 2019-2023. Forget all those things. We know.
And INEC declared.
You said INEC declared. So it's INEC declaration. That's it. That's it.
What do you see in your crystal ball 2027?
We are good, and we are going to win by the grace of God. The light is shining. We are rising. ADC, arise and shine. We are going to rise, and we are going to shine. Because it's our turn to shine.
Even with all the plethora of court cases.
It's normal in politics. It's normal. So is APC not having problem now?
Some are saying that.
Is APC not having problem now?
APC.
Yeah, are they not? Because they are covering it. What is making it easy for them is because they have a president who can say, don't do that, and nobody will do it. Oh, do this and no. So that's the only thing that makes the difference. But it does not mean that they don't have their serious problem. In my state, I know what is going on now. A few weeks ago, they said they are going to review all the results of the governorship election. Up to now, they have not been, as a ruling government, they have not been able to publish the name of who their governorship candidates are. So what are we talking about? So it's not an isolated case for ADC. We know what NDC is going through now. I'm told, I don't know how true this is, that those who follow Peter Obi to NDC, they said, no, go and struggle, because they felt they are going there to just speak it. So would it not have been better if they had stayed in ADC? I wish them well.
Okay, so 2027 is good for Atiku.
It's good for Atiku, it's good for ADC. It's good for Nigerians. After all, it's all about Nigerians.
So even regardless of the court cases, you have no fear?
The court will not, they cannot stop us. If it's about law, if it's not about manipulation and the interference of the ruling government, if it's about law, we have good case. We have good case.
Okay, nice place to anchor, Oladimeji. Always a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll see again as we wind down towards the election.
By the grace of God.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.